Einstein had a quote. He said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because I notice a lot of us are stuck. What do I mean by stuck? We're stuck in an endless loop of the same results, the same life results, the same thing every day, the same thing after every experience that we have. We end up in the same place. We never seem to go anywhere. Why is that? Why are a lot of us stuck in the same place? Why are none of us making the moves that we need to make? Why are none of us able to make the decisions that we need to make? Why are we all stuck in the losing bracket knowing that we should be in the winning bracket? A lot of it, I feel, boils down to our methods. No matter how hard we think they change. We always say, whenever we make a mistake, whenever we have a bad experience in life, we tell ourselves, that'll never happen again. That'll never happen again. And what usually happens? 9 times out of 10, it happens again. And sometimes it happens again. And then it happens again and again. And we get stuck asking ourselves, what are we doing wrong here? What are you doing wrong? Have you ever found yourself in a position where it seems too familiar? Deja vu. Have you ever found yourself in a situation or a moment of deja vu where you ask yourself constantly, what is going on here? What am I doing that every time I feel like I'm moving forward, I keep getting stuck in the same place, I keep getting stuck in the same spot, the same situation, the same crowds, the same environment. It never changes. What am I doing that's wrong? Am I really changing my ways, or am I just tweaking them a little bit? There's a difference between changing one's lifestyle and tweaking one's lifestyle. One of the ultimate ways to change your lifestyle is to drop any bad habits that you have. Any habits that you know are holding you back, whether it's an addiction to something or something, it can be anything. 9 times out of 10, yes, it is an addiction. It's something it's a routine. We all have daily routines. Every one of us. Every single person on this planet has a daily routine, something that they do every single day. It could be something as simple as hell. We all sleep. We all have to sleep every now and again, right? Sometimes we have a certain time of night where we go to sleep. We have a certain time of the day where we wake up. We have a certain time of the day where we eat, where we take a shower, certain times where we go to work, certain times where we take lunch breaks. Now, those that I just mentioned are traditional routines. These are essential routines that most human beings have. Work, shower, eat, sleep, wake up. These are routines. This is human nature that I'm talking about. Now, the routines that I'm about to get at are the routines within the routines. Things that help us pass time. Time passers. Habits. Time passers become habits. Whether it's going out on your lunch break and scrolling through your phone, clocking out after work, going home and immediately searching the internet, when you could be doing other more productive things. Things that pass time are not necessarily productive. Essential routines are productive. Work is productive. Sleep is productive. Eating is productive. These are essentials. Essentials are what help us survive. Negative routines, things that pass time, these are the things that keep us where we are, that really don't help us push forward, that really don't help us get to where we really want and need to go. Those are the routines that I'm talking about. And this is why we keep getting the same results. This is why a lot of you keep getting the same results, the same outcomes in life. You're stuck in the same place. You're on an infinite time loop where you're just going through a cycle. It's just a loop of routine after habit after habit. And a lot of the times we don't catch ourselves. We don't notice that we're doing these things. Even if we feel like we're making necessary changes in our lives, there are still habits that we have not kicked. I still have habits that I'm struggling to kick. I've not kicked. These are habits that I've had since I was a teenager, going through my 20s, through my 30s, that hopefully I get to kick before I hit my 40s. I'm 39 years old. Would I say that I know everything about life? No. And I will never pretend to, and I will never force my opinion or my knowledge onto somebody. But these are just things that I've experienced. These are things that I have been told. Things that I've been told. Here's the thing about being told something. We never really listen to the things that we're told. We never really truly listen to a lot of the lessons that we're taught. A lot of the lessons that we're taught, we learn hands-on. We don't learn through words. We learn through actions. Actions speak louder than words. Your actions speak louder than your words. You can wake up every day, and I say this in my videos, you have to wake up every day and tell yourself, you're a good person. I'm a good person. I'm going to do something productive today. I'm going to do this today. I'm going to make this change in my life. It's easy to say, but it's 10 times as hard to do. Because actions require will. They require determination. They require discipline. To repeat these actions require discipline. To change requires discipline. In discipline, yes, you're going to have to repeat things. You're going to have to repeat the changes. Don't just change one day. Do that the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day after that. These are things that I've learned from hands-on experience. I've been told this my whole life. Like I said, we've all been told these, whether it's by your parents, your teachers, your guidance counselors, your boss, your boyfriend, your girlfriends, any elder, anyone that has more life experience than you is going to try to pass their knowledge on to you. But even they know that you have to learn hands-on. You have to get out there and experience it. And I feel a lot of us, once we get out and experience life, we come into the habit of contracting more negative routines. Because negative routines are dopamines. They help us pass time. They help us get through shitty days. They help us get through bad times. Alcohol helps you get through bad times. Drugs help you get through bad times. Pornography helps you get through bad times. But are these good dopamines? No, they're not. Anyone will tell you that they're not. How many alcoholics do you know? How many porn addicts do you know? How many drug addicts do you know? Several. I know several. I used to be 2 out of those 3 things. Give you a hint that the one is not drugs. That's one thing. God bless me. I was never addicted to drugs. But I've had plenty of other bad addictions. And bad addictions are one of the key things that keep us in the same spot for a long, long time. Going back to that Einstein quote, somebody else once put it another way. If you continue doing what you've been doing, you will continue to get what you've been getting. That means if you continue this pattern, if you continue the pattern that you've been on, if you continue going down the path that you've been on, you don't change anything, you're going to get the same thing. You're going to get the same reward. If you work the same amount that you worked yesterday as you do today, and you put in that same amount tomorrow, and I'm talking about if you want to better yourself. If you want to better yourself, you can't just remain yourself. You have to evolve every single day. You say, I'm good today, I want to be great tomorrow. But when tomorrow comes, you're going to put in the same amount of work. You're going to continue to put in the same amount of work. You're not in that amount of work that you put in becomes a routine. If you maintain the same exercise, the same workout routine, the same eating habits, and expect to grow, expect to get healthier, most of the time you're not. Things are going to have to change. You're going to have to evolve. Evolution is a daily thing. Evolution happens by the second. You evolve within each minute you take a breath. So within those minutes, within those hours, within those days, don't you want to find something new within every single moment? Because finding something new is going to help you. New habits, new routines, new ways to push yourself. That's what it's about. Finding new ways to push yourself. And a lot of people are afraid to push themselves. That's another reason why we're stuck. That's another reason why a lot of us are truly stuck where we are. We're afraid to push ourselves. We say we're going to push ourselves. Once again, it goes back to action speaking louder than words. A lot of people have loud words and no action. It's either silent action or no action. There's nothing wrong with silent action. Move silently, yes, but move. Stay moving. Stay mobile. Stay active. Don't just do this. Anybody can talk all the time and say, you know what, today is going to be a different day. Today is going to be a different day. I'm going to change. I'm going to get better. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Great. That's great, man. I look forward to seeing it. Days go by, we still don't see it. And you still don't see it. And you know you don't see it. So now you're stuck back down in that well of shame because you really haven't done anything with your life. You haven't really done anything with yourself. You haven't done anything to make the necessary changes in life. So I want to list 3 things. Top 3 things that I feel will help you. And they helped me. They're still helping me. These are 3 things that I feel will help you in regards to making those necessary changes and remaining consistent in trying to get to that point in your life where you want to be. Here are the top 3 things. Number 1, deciding on the change. What do I mean by deciding on the change? Most of us are good at this. This is probably the easiest step, and this is a step that we all have. We've all made this step. It's making the conscientious decision. Deciding on the change is making the conscientious decision in your mind that this is what you want to do, this is where you want to be. This is what I feel I need to do to get there. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get to where I need to be, no matter what. You've made the decision. You've made that decision in your mind. You woke up and said, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. You say it to yourself, whether you look at yourself in the mirror or you record yourself or whatever. That's number 1, deciding on the change. Number 2 is working on the change. This is where the work comes in. This is where the physical and mental activities come in. The changing of routines, the adding on to the routines, adding to the positive routines. Things like, okay, I want to build a better body for myself. I'm going to get in better shape. I'm going to have a healthier diet. So what am I going to do? Okay, I'm going to eat better. I'm going to work out more. I'm going to train harder. I'm going to train harder every day. Now you're putting in the work. That's what working on the change is. It's obviously putting in the work. You made the choice. You made the conscientious decision. Now it's time to make the necessary changes. Now you're working on it. You're putting in the work now. That's number 2. Number 3, and this is probably the most important one, and this is the hardest one right here. This is really the only super difficult one. Number 2 is difficult. Yes, it is. It can get hard from time to time, which is what's going to lead into number 3 being one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult pattern. Number 3 is remaining consistent, sticking to your guns. That's what I mean. That's what sticking to your guns is, remaining consistent. Number 3 is consistency. You have to constantly make these changes, constantly work. If you want something badly, you have to put in the work. It's not going to happen overnight. And that's another reason why a lot of us struggle with number 3 is because we want the results fast. We want fast results. That's why you see a lot of people, if they're on a workout regimen, they look at these supplements, these things that they feel will help them enhance their bodies, or that will help them lose the weight, or they will help them be better in some kind of way. That's not going to make you better overnight. Will some of those supplements help? Yes. Does whey protein help in regards to getting a better body? Yes, but that's not the only thing that you can do. That's not the only thing that you should do. If you're working to get a better body and you're just drinking whey protein while at the same time eating the same junk, fast food, or processed GMOs, yeah, you're not going to get any results. If anything, the most that's going to happen, yes, is going to lower your blood pressure, because fun fact, yes, whey protein does help with lowering blood pressure. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. The work still has to come into play. Consistency is everything. Consistency is one of the most important things when it comes to bettering oneself, when it comes to reaching the finish line. Put it this way. Have you ever watched a track race? Have you ever watched the Olympics and you see them in the relay races? Have you ever seen, pick whatever top track star, have you ever seen them run and they're going, and all of a sudden they say to themselves, nah, I got far enough, I think I'll stop? No, they're not stopping, because they haven't reached the fucking finish line yet. So if they're reaching to get to the finish line, don't you think you should be doing the same thing? Don't you think you should be constantly moving, constantly in motion? Of course you do. Of course you have to do that. So those are the top 3 things. Deciding on the change, working on the change, being consistent about the change. Everything goes back to mindset, guys. Your mindset is one of the most deciding factors when it comes to whatever you want to do in your life. All right, folks, if you've reached the end of this video, I want to thank you again so much for tuning in. Also, if you are new here, don't be a stranger. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And if nobody else tells you, I'll tell you. I love you, and I'm proud of you. Keep it up.